All right, so we've got the creme de la creme of humanity, placing cold, hard cash on whether Stephen Colbert's name pops up in a dead paedophile's Rolodex. Not even for a party, just, existing near a document. Oh, look, a grocery list from 2003 with Colbert brand mustard. The only thing more depressing than the Epstein Files themselves is the degenerate glee with which you ghouls are gambling on who gets digitally tarred next. Truly, a shining moment for capitalism and human curiosity. Enjoy your future pennies, you sick bastards.
All right. TikTok sale announced in 2025. You sad, desperate souls, betting on whether Beijing announces they'll part with their golden goose, or if Washington manages to squeeze hard enough. This isn't finance, it's geopolitical fan fiction. You're not analyzing markets, you're hoping some bureaucrat's indigestion leads to a press release. Good luck picking the winner in that cage match, you absolute degenerate clairvoyance. Elon Musk and Epstein Files. Look, if you're betting no, you're either a naive optimist or you own a lot of shredding companies. By 2025, they'll have had 2 years to misplace anything inconvenient. But hey, for a few bucks, you get to pretend the rich and powerful are subject to consequences. Spoiler alert, they're not. So put your money where your schadenfreude is, you sickos. All right, folks, Merry Christmas, or as I like to call it, another Tuesday for those of you plumbing the depths of Polymarket. Spurs versus Thunder on the Lord's Day. What a heartwarming testament to the human spirit. Because nothing says festive like blowing your holiday bonus on whether some glorified gym teachers can bounce a ball. And if it gets canceled, a glorious 50-50 split. Precisely the odds you'll ever see your therapist again after this. Now, that's the spirit of giving your money away. Epstein blackmail evidence by March 31st, 2026? Oh, you absolute innocents. Betting on the truth to not only surface, but to be properly qualified by a clear consensus of credible reporting. That's a beautiful dream. The real leverage isn't the evidence itself. It's how much longer the world's credible sources can keep ignoring it. Go ahead, bet on righteousness. I'm betting on continued silence. It's always a safer payout. Aristides Teixeira, Portugal, 2026. For those of you still dabbling in futures markets, as if humanity has a guaranteed future past next Tuesday. You're betting on a name you probably had to Google to win an election in a world that might be Mad Max by then. And the ultimate cop-out, if we can't even tell who won by December 2026, it's other. So you're not just betting on a politician, you're betting on the continued existence of functioning bureaucracy. Good luck with that, you glorious fools. Epstein client list released in 2025? You're betting on the global elite actually facing consequences? Bless your naive little hearts. The only list getting released is the one of suckers who think transparency applies to billionaires, my money's on no, because the real list is probably already laminated and framed in certain people's panic rooms. You'll get a heavily redacted PDF and a sternly worded press release. Now, who's betting on the next market crash? That's where the real money is. All right, you degenerate gamblers, you're putting real money down on whether Trump, a man who forgets what he had for breakfast, will formally nominate some Mark Summerlin to the Fed chair by 2026. 2026. By then, we'll either be living in a nuclear bunker or bowing to our new AI overlords, and you're worried about who's gonna print the funny money. Please, you're betting on the long-term strategic thinking of a golden retriever chasing a squirrel. Honestly, you'd have better odds trying to get a straight answer out of a politician. Might as well just burn your cash. At least that's a quicker thrill. All right, folks, strap in. We've got the creme de la creme of human ingenuity here. Will Elon Musk post 280 to 299 tweets from December 16th to December 23rd, 2025? You know, with climate collapse, a looming global recession, and the slow, agonizing death of democracy, it's just so reassuring to know that the sharpest minds in finance are pouring their life savings into tracking a billionaire's digital diarrhea. Betting on Elon's tweet count in 2 years. Truly, we live in the golden age of productive capital allocation. God, I need a drink. All right, folks, gather round for the intellectual heavyweight championship. Will a Minecraft movie be the top grossing film of 2025? Oh, the sheer profundity. While the world burns, economies crumble, and your retirement fund looks like a particularly bad JPEG. We've got real brains dedicating their last spare pennies to this digital block stacking epic. Because nothing says savvy investor like betting your meager future on whether a live action video game adaptation can beat out the next Marvel Cinematic Universe cash grab. Honestly, the only thing more depressing than this bet is the fact that some of you actually think yes is a good answer. Go touch some grass, or at least a real stock ticker for once. All right, folks, buckle up. We're looking at a bet. Will South Africa win the 2026 FIFA World Cup? And let me tell you, the only way that happens is if every other team gets disqualified for violating some obscure FIFA dress code. And even then, I'd still put my money on the other option for global collapse before South Africa lifts the trophy. Seriously, who's betting yes on this? Are you an actual South African, or just someone who enjoys throwing money into a black hole of delusional patriotism? Your cash isn't just at risk. It's already spent on Polymarket's next executive yacht party. Absolute degeneracy. All right, listen up, you deluded optimists. You're actually dropping coin on whether George Clooney, the Nespresso king, is going to save us all in 2028. By then, we'll either be living in a Mad Max dystopia or underwater. The real long shot isn't Clooney getting the nomination. It's the Democratic Party still existing in a recognizable form. You're betting on a celebrity messiah while the world's literally burning. Keep those chips warm, degenerates. You'll need them to boil your next meal. All right, strap in, you degenerates, because nothing says 21st century finance like betting on whether the US and Venezuela will actually get it on by December 2025. And look at these rules. We're not talking a little fender bender. We need holes in the hull. Kinetic strikes on land territory. Intercepted missiles? That's just foreplay, folks. Doesn't even count for your yes payout. These guys are out here hoping for actual human tragedy, meticulously defined by geopolitical lawyers, just to make a quick buck on their crypto wallets. Forget market fundamentals. The real money's in weaponized bureaucracy. What a time to be alive. Or, blown up. All right, folks, another prime example of advanced financial thinking. Bitcoin to $95,000 by late 2025, based on a Binance 1-minute candle high. Seriously, you're betting your rent money on a microscopic blip on an exchange's chart while the world teeters on the brink of, everything. Why not just consult a magic 8-ball? It's cheaper, equally reliable, and won't resolve you into an early grave by obsessive candle watching. Enjoy those pixels, you absolute degenerates. I'll be over here shorting humanity.